We say falling in love, not rising into love. Falling hints at something important. The ground gives way, the body loses balance, the mind drops its plans. Control loosens, that is why it scares us. The respectable life aims to be upright, watchful, and safe. Love ruins that posture in the gentlest possible way. Real love is not safe. It comes without guarantees. It strikes like weather. You don't schedule a storm, and when it passes through you, the old furniture of identity gets rearranged. A small death occurs, the collapse of the little fortress you've been guarding. The ego calls this madness. But the madness of love is sanity compared to the rigid sanity of fear. Every day you already live by trust. You walk without proof the floor will hold. You speak without certainty your words will land. Love asks for the same gesture in a deeper place. To love is to say, I will be moved by something I cannot manage. Not recklessness, not carelessness, responsiveness. Let's begin with honesty. Many attempts at love are transactions dressed as tenderness. I'll love you if. I'll stay if. That isn't love. It's a contract for comfort. Contracts are useful for houses and loans. Love is not a house or a loan. It is a flow. Headless practice helps because it starts at zero distance. Look outward at any shape nearby, then let attention reverse. Here, where a face is expected, what do you actually find? A solid thing? Or open capacity in which sights, sounds, sensations and thoughts appear by themselves? This openness is the home in which love moves. It has room for joy and fear, for ache and laughter. It doesn't need a guarantee to allow. When the heart resists love, it isn't because love is wrong, it's because the mask is fragile. The mask needs control, promises and performances. Love asks for presence. The mask bargains, presence receives and responds. Try a simple experiment. Bring to mind someone you love or want to love more honestly. Notice all that appears. A face, a memory, a thrill, a fear. Quietly label each as object. Not to push it away, just to recognize it. Now ask, without words, who knows these objects? Rest for 3 breaths as the open capacity that contains them. From here, love is less a stunt and more a natural warmth. It doesn't clutch, it includes. We are taught to divide love into layers, high and low, sacred and carnal. But love is one light through many colors. Desire, tenderness, friendship, devotion. Different tones, one current. When we dam the lower out of fear, water stagnates. When we let the current move without clinging, it clarifies as it flows. Lust becomes curiosity. Curiosity becomes tenderness. Tenderness becomes wonder, not by force, not by piety, but by honesty. Honesty matters more than performance. False love, performed to meet an ideal breeds resentment on both sides. The performer grows bitter from pretending. The receiver feels the absence they cannot name. Better a small, true warmth than a grand, hollow display. So start where you are. If what you love today is comfort, beauty, admiration, even ice cream, see that love is already moving. Don't smother it with shame. Let it move and watch what it points to. Love expands by flowing, not by being scolded. Follow it with attention, and you'll notice the boundary between me and not me softens. What you love most deeply is never just inside the mask. It is always reaching toward a person, a song, a horizon, a life wider than your story. Two-way seeing helps when love feels risky. Let your eyes meet the world, this person, this room. At the same time, let attention relax back into openness here, world there, capacity here, both at once. In this stance, you can be tender without being brittle, firm without being cruel. Boundaries become the shape of love, not the armor against it. Boundaries matter. Forgoing control isn't abandoning discernment. You can keep your spine and your softness at the same time. Say yes with your whole body when yes is true. Say no cleanly when no is true. Love doesn't need drama to be real. It needs honesty. Now about commitment. We often build lifelong promises on the weather of passion and call that wisdom. Passion is real, and it changes. If a partnership is to be a sanctuary rather than a trap, let its foundation be truthfulness, not a guarantee of perpetual heat. A deeper promise sounds like this: I won't lie about what I feel. I won't deny what is changing. I won't make you carry my fear of impermanence. Then passion may ebb and return as it pleases, and the house still stands because it was built on clear seeing. Jealousy too is weather. Welcome it by naming it. Jealousy is here, without turning it into law. Protect what matters with sane boundaries. Repair if you spill your fear onto the other. Release the scene when it's finished. Welcome. Protect, repair, release. 4 simple movements that keep love honest. The pointing experiment makes this practical. Point your finger at a lamp or a wall, a definite thing. Turn the finger around toward the one who is seeing. What is here? Not a visible face-open space. In that obvious openness, notice how much easier it is to listen without defending a role, to speak without selling yourself, to touch without possession. Love breathes where roles loosen. You might ask, what if love doesn't come naturally to me? What if my kindness feels fake? Don't try to be loving by negotiating with your selfishness. Be honest about it. See clearly what you crave. Ask what it promises you. Then test its promise. Clarity dissolves pretense. When the grasp relaxes even a little, the same energy that clutched can begin to move as care. You cannot steer a ship at anchor. You cannot refine a love you refuse to let move. Another practice, the mirror of 2 truths. Look at your reflection, the face with a history. Respect it. Now relax back into openness here, the capacity that sees the face. Both truths held together free you from performance. You can meet another as a person among people, and as the space in which the meeting appears. Love becomes less hungry because you are not trying to get a self from the other. What about fear of being hurt? Of course you may be hurt. To love is to be touchable. But refusing love hurts in a slower way. You become untouchable to your own life. The price of invulnerability is distance from others and from yourself. There is a gentler courage available, not to eliminate risk, but to be responsive in the middle of it. Let's be practical. When love stirs, do 3 small things. Say the simple truth without decoration. Make 1 proportionate gesture, an invitation, a boundary, a repair. Give the outcome back to life. No bargaining, no performance. Just clear participation. If you've been performing love for years, dropping the act will feel like winter. Quiet. Exposed. Do not mistake quiet for emptiness. In that quiet, the soil recovers. New growth sets deeper roots. Performed love is noisy and short-lived. Honest love can be quiet and durable. Watch out for spiritual one-upmanship. The mind loves the costume of holy love while it secretly seeks control. If your love is making you superior, you've switched from warmth to theatre. Step out of the costume. Feel the ordinary tenderness you would feel for a tired child on a late train. That tenderness doesn't ask for applause. Let love move in small places, washing a cup, sending a careful message, listening without rushing to fix. Let it move in hard places, saying no without revenge, apologizing without self-hatred, grieving without turning the past into a shrine. The heroics of love are mostly invisible. Sometimes love arrives from an unexpected direction. Don't rush to label it a sin or a destiny. Sit with it in two-way seeing. Ask what it invites you to learn, not what story it lets you perform. Love is not a license to break promises, and promises are not a license to suffocate love. Stay honest. Adjust with care. Repair what you can. Refuse to turn anyone, yourself included, into a prop. You are not outside of life trying to manage love. You are life, briefly shaped as you, loving and being loved through this shape. When you rest as capacity, love flows more easily because there's room to move. When you forget and tighten, love is still there, knocking. You don't have to be perfect to open the door, just willing. Before we close, carry a daily card. Label whatever arises: feeling, thought, urge, object. Ask, who knows this? Rest 3 breaths as open capacity. Respond with one kind, proportionate action. Do this in a line at the store, on a long walk, or when the room goes quiet after an argument. You are training the body to let love move without bargaining. If love makes you foolish, let it be a clean foolishness, the kind that learns quickly and repairs quickly. If love asks you to change, let the change be honest rather than theatrical. If love hurts, let the hurt be specific, not a life sentence. You cannot hold a river, you can float. You cannot cage love, you can be available. Say yes without promising forever, and say no without declaring war. Walk together when you can, part kindly when you must, and keep the heart open to the next ordinary sunrise. Now let me add 3 myths that quietly poison love and the antidotes. Myth 1. If it's real, it won't change. Everything alive changes. Passion has seasons. Let truthfulness be the foundation. Let feeling be the weather. Build on bedrock. Enjoy the sky. Myth 2. If I set boundaries, I'm unloving. No, boundaries are how love keeps its shape. A soft heart needs a clear spine. Say no cleanly so your yes can be trusted. Myth 3. If I feel desire, it can't be spiritual. Desire is a colour of the same light. Don't dam it. Don't drown in it. Let it move and watch it clarify into tenderness and wonder when you don't turn it into a demand. Here are 5 micro-practices for daily life. 3-breath check before speaking in a charged moment. Label, ask, rest. Then speak 1 sentence shorter than you want. Eyes soft, jaw loose. Consciously soften your gaze and release the jaw. Love breathes better through a relaxed face. Thank without bargain. Say, thank you for a quality, not a performance. I felt cared for when you did that, not you're perfect. Repair fast, not grand. A simple, I was tense, I'm sorry for the tone, within 24 hours beats a dramatic speech next month. Close the day with 2 lines in a notebook. Where did love move? Where did I perform? Let that be your quiet recalibration. If you're in a long partnership, try this weekly ritual. Sit facing each other in silence for 2 minutes. Then each answers 2 prompts, uninterrupted. What I appreciated this week, and where I pulled away and why. No fixing, no debate, just seeing. Then hold hands for 30 seconds and breathe. Repeat next week. When truth is routine, drama becomes unnecessary. If you are between loves, do not call yourself loveless. Practice availability. Let love move through simple service. Careful attention to friends, the way you speak to strangers. Learn the feel of warmth without the hook of possession. By the time romance arrives, you'll be fluent. If betrayal has broken your trust, remember, trust is not a switch, it's a schedule. Renew it in small installments. Make and keep small promises. Ask for the same. If renewal is impossible, release with dignity. Grief is not failure, it is love honouring what was real. When anxiety spikes heart racing, thoughts racing, give the body a bridge back to presence. Lengthen the exhale, twice as long as the inhale. Feel the soles of your feet. Let the tongue rest at the roof of the mouth. Then return to two-way seeing. World there, openness here. From that openness, choose one small human next step. Love does not come from you. It comes through you. When you stop trying to direct the current, you discover you were the current all along. Life meeting itself, falling into itself and rising again without effort. Let it move. Let it teach. Let it make you porous to wonder. And when it asks you to risk your composure for the sake of being real, consider saying yes.